Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, I want to show you kind of like a technique, basically to turn curve or grease pencil strokes into shapes. So this would work for any enclosed shapes without any complexity, like compound kind of shapes. The trick here is to use planar EdgeNet to polygon nodes with a vector drop, because these nodes only work with shapes that's already dropped flat on the floor. But if I'm reusing the face for the floating shapes, I might be able to have something here, even though the shape is not planar. Ideally, the shape should conform to the surface. So yeah, let's just get started. So this is Blender 2.80, this is 2.79. I'm gonna try to do it here. So let's subdivide this cube, and I will create a new grease pencil, draw, and I will be drawing on this surface. Stroke placement on the surface. Let's draw a bunch of circle. So drawing circles on top of surface is also quite meditative. If you know artist Yayoi Kusama, she actually does this quite often. So okay, file, save as, GP, random shapes. So we have this shape, we don't need to see the cube anymore. Grease pencil, okay, we can go to edit mode. This is the stroke that we have. We can simplify using this method. Okay, and then we go back to the origin. Oh, select the grease pencil, right click, convert to mesh. So this is the original grease pencil, and this is the converted curve. Ideally, we can turn this curve into shape right away. Well, you can sort of do that, but not in the way that you might think. I mean, you can turn it into mesh, and then go to edit mode, and then for each one of them, you just fill it. So that's basically the idea, really. You can do this manually, but you can also use nodes. So let's use nodes. So this is sphere chalk add-on. Then I use objects in, get selections. So this is the shapes. I want to use a planar EdgeNet. Then I need to use vector drop. So from these shapes, I want to drop it into the scene, but I need to also separate it. First of all, so we actually have 9 different objects, and I dropped it to the scene. This part is a little bit confusing, but don't worry about it. I'm basically creating 9 different vector and unwrap it. Okay, so separate loose, vector drop. Okay, list length, list repeater, level 2, unwrap. Okay, and then here, okay, UV connections, and then planar EdgeNet. Okay, UV connection. So I just grab all the points that's been dropped into the floor like this, flat, and then using it, to create the face. Let's hope that this works. There you go. So we get all our shapes, even though they are all on the floor. So we need to put it back to where they were before. So if I'm not wrong, I could just use this. Oh, maybe I have a feeling that I can just use the normal and the position of these objects. Polygon, center polygon. Okay, that's not gonna work. So we need to actually put this back to where the original points was. So we have UV connections, this planar edgenet. This is polygon face data, so separate loose. Okay. This is the polygon data, and this is the one before we dropped it. Okay, there we go. It just works. Yeah, so we don't need this. We can delete all these things on the floor. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Delete. Okay, cool. Now it's clean, and we are back. We have grease pencil, original grease pencil, and then this is the shapes that's been converted thanks to sphere chalk. And yeah, so that's basically the process. If I want to repeat the process, I can do that. And what could be nice also to turn this maybe triangulate it, if I can triangulate it. So triangulate mesh based on this vertices and polygon data. So now this guy is triangulated. I can merge it into a single object. So there you go. Now that it's triangulated, we can project it back into our cube. Let's try also solidify. This goes in there, this goes in there. Okay, so of course not perfect because this surface is not planar, but it's better than nothing. So this is what we started with, and this is the shapes that's been procedurally generated. Slightly confusing, but I think it's worth exploring. So again, ideally from grease pencil we can just get the shapes. I think the grease pencil developer can, hopefully they watch this video and then they can make the grease pencil fill and shapes that convert directly into polygon mesh. Alright, thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.